He zigged and he zagged. As he created his masterpiece, as he spun his web on the branches of hope, dragging them to the branch of kindness. He dropped onto the branch of love where he lingered for a bit. This was a special branch and everybody wanted it. When he finished pulling and pushing, weaving and wobbling, it was then that he realized that his masterpiece was completed. He stood back and admired his work with pride, knowing that it would do the trick. He waited in the shadows, admiring his web of deception, glistening in the sunlight. It was perfect. Now all he had to do was wait. Wait on her, the unsuspecting prey. The one who was looking for hope, kindness and love. It was not long before he had his prey in sight. She was beautiful, graceful, full of life and laughter. She was perfect for his web. She would be the notch on his belt to boast about, that one unsuspecting victim all the others wanted to capture. But one by one they failed. He knew his approach was different, his web was unique. He had made his web full of subterfuge and camouflage. He had laid little sparkling trinkets and tokens for her to see. He knew with a little help from the sunshine, they would capture his attention. As Bliss flew by, she saw the sparkling trinkets, and when she took a closer look, the master of deception was waiting, clothed in his best attire. He looked smart and handsome. As she got closer, he held out his hand. He looked so charming with the mark of a lion tattooed on his chest. When she was in earshot, he whispered kind words which he gathered from the branch of kindness. He gave her the glass of hope, the sap he broke from the branch he had woven into his masterpiece. As for love, he was not quite sure what that was and was not able to get any from the branch, even though he tried so hard. He came up with a spectacular plan. He would make her give him love. Little did he know that Bliss had been betrayed so many times that the love she had left was all that she had to give. Because over the years she had given her heart and her love piece by piece to impostors. But for some reason she thought the webmaster was different and he would value her love. She danced gracefully for him, she doted on him, and she shared the key to her very soul. As time went by, she stepped onto his web. It was inviting and very beautiful after all. It was made with hope, kindness and love. As Bliss danced her way gracefully to the center of the web, she realized that it was becoming more difficult to move. Her feet stuck to the web and her wings could not move. She felt heavy and her smile faded. She no longer felt free and graceful. She yearned to have the love she was giving to the webmaster reciprocated, but all he ever did was to take. She felt hopeless, and she realized that the webmaster had only pretended to be kind, but in reality he was void of emotions and there was no love in him. She wanted to escape. The more she moved, the more she became entangled. The webmaster was cunning. He started to breadcrumb her, knowing that the little effort and the pretense of kindness would be enough to make her stay in the web. But Bliss wanted more than crumbs. She wanted all or nothing. The entanglement strangled her and her wings grew weak and her light grew dim. He was drawing the life, the hope, the kindness, the love, the laughter from her. The happily ever after was fading in her dreams as she lay there, wrapped in his web of deception with tears rolling down her face, every tear burning her beautiful cheeks. Each tear a wordless plea for help. Her very spirit enveloped in depression and sadness but masked by a half-hearted smile. She wondered what it was that she had done to him to cause him to hurt her like this. All she wanted to do was fix it because she was sure it was her fault. She had failed to do enough, love enough, she had failed to be enough. All she ever did was give him hope, kindness and love, and in return he sought to destroy her. To destroy her hopes, her dreams, her caring nature. Bliss was fading, her light almost extinguished by the dream-snatching webmaster. What she did not realize was that even though she was slowly giving up, the universe had other plans for her. Every tear that fell from her beautiful eyes were seen, and the silent pleas of her heart were heard. Her tears stained her face and burned the strands of the web of deception, strand by strand, until she was free. She mustered enough strength to flap her weary and tattered wings that mirrored her heart, and she flew up and away from the master of deception. Barely able to fly, her tears continued to fall as she wailed in sadness. Every tear falling on the web of deception, so brilliantly woven for her. She asked the webmaster, "Why me? What did I do to you that you wanted to destroy me?" He looked at her with a smart grin on his face and said, "You are too beautiful, too smart. You are too strong and confident. I needed to teach you a lesson because I am not like you." It was then that she realized that he hated her not because she had done him wrong, but because he was a weak man, an insecure man. A narcissist playing the games they play best. He pretended to be covered in the branches of hope, kindness and love when in fact her was covered in self-loathing and lack of self-confidence. She stared at him and she flapped her wings, suddenly feeling stronger from the radiant sunshine. Her wings grew bigger and stronger. The webmaster stared in awe as her beauty and gracefulness returned. Her light shining again, she looked him in his face and laughed. It was so joyous and beautiful that the creature in the woods came out to see what was going on. What they saw was bliss, just pure bliss with her wings outstretched, radiating a confidence that was second to none. Her smile was beautiful and warm as she danced and spun gracefully in the sunlight. She looked mesmerizing. The webmaster was speechless and in awe. He stumbled back and he lost his balance on the web of deception, which was soaked by bliss tears. He fell back and landed in the center of his own trap. He started to spin and wobble in his masterpiece of tricks. He was trapped, caught by his own lies on his own web of deception for all to see. His friends all came to see. They pointed and they laughed as he struggled to break free. But the more he struggled, the tighter the web was around him. He was soon completely wrapped up in his own web of deception with no one to help him. Eventually he lay there staring up at Bliss. He realized how truly beautiful a soul she was, but he would never admit that, for his pride was set in the lies he told himself that he was alpha. The more he thought about the lies he told himself, the more entangled in his own web he became. Bliss flapped her gorgeous wings and said, "And although you sought to take hope, kindness and love from me, I will not hold thoughts of ill will towards you. I forgive you. For your actions are your unhealed wounds, your unprocessed trauma, and unless you recognize that, you will always seek to destroy those whom you deem as beautiful, confident and strong." She turned her back to the webmaster and his web of deception. She flew higher into the air with her wings as wide as they could open, her wings casting a massive shadow on the webmaster. Bliss looked at him with pity as he lay there in her shadow. With her wings outstretched, Bliss decided that she would close her heart off and bury key to her heart beneath the waves of the ocean. It would stay there until a deserving man found it.